Hello everyone, welcome back to Crochetrocks. My name's Tracy, and in this video we are now going to make the end of the scarf. So it's part 2 of the Lacey scarf, and what I'm going to show you to do today is how to, from the normal shell pattern, how to square it off along here, make this small border, and then the scallopy edge along there. So that's what we're doing now. I apologise if this moves a little. I've had a bit of trouble with my tripod, and so I've had to use the gimbal, and so it's not quite as stable on the, it's meant to be very stable, but it's not stable on my table. So we do 2 chain to start with, and then in the centre of our first shell we're going to do a double crochet in UK terms, which is a single crochet in the US terms, and then 2 more chain. And where we had a treble from the previous round, we're going to do a treble crochet in there, which obviously is a double crochet in US terms. So we now do another 2 chain and a double crochet into there. From now on I'm just going to use the UK terms because it's going to get confusing otherwise. So what we're doing is just we're squaring this off. So that's going to make a foundation for our next round. And we just repeat that all the way along until we're complete. Sorry, I can't really see what I'm doing with this in the way. And I'm going to pause the video and meet you at the end of the row. Just go all the way to the end and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I'm at the end. We'll do our 2 chain and then our last treble crochet as normal, 1 chain and turn. Try to turn. It's a very long scarf, which when you turn it, it can cause a bit of a problem. So what we need to do now is end up with 35 stitches along. So to do that, in each of these gaps we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then in the double crochet we're going to just do 1 and then 2 in the gap, and then 1 into the treble from the previous round without getting it split, and then 2 in the gap. I'm sure it's just the angle that I'm sitting at is why it's splitting, because I'm not got my normal free reign of my hands. So that's basically it. 2 in the gap, 1 in the stitch, whether that's the treble or the double crochet. And we do that all the way to the end. I'm not sure if you're picking this up, but in my light here today, this yarn is really sparkling, but I'm not sure if the video will pick it up. Doesn't see the same kind of light as the naked eye. So I'm going to do that all the way along and I'll meet you at the end. I'll pause the video for now. Okay, so I'm right at the end now, and I've done 1 into there. I'm just going to, rather than do 2 in that end one, I'm just going to do 1 in the very last stitch instead, to keep it nice and squared off at the end. And I'm going to turn my work, which is, I'm going to make sure I turn it the right way because it's twisting up the scarf. That's it. So I'm turn my work, pull out some yarn, and now we're ready to do this, the scallopy edge. So let's have a look at that and see what we're doing. So we're going to go into just treble crochets into 1 stitch. So we don't do any chain, and we're going to skip 2 and do, I think I did 5. Did I do 5 or 6? 6 treble crochets in that one stitch. You could do 5 or 6, however bushy or kind of, but I figured that it was a shell, so we wanted it to stand out. So that's 6 in this one stitch. And then we're going to skip 2 and just do a double crochet. So that will make our shells. And we'll repeat that all the way to the end. So skip 2, we're in that stitch, so skip 2, and we're going to do 6 treble crochet into this one stitch. That's 5 and 6, skip 2 and a double crochet, and that makes that scallopy edge. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so I'm on my last one, my last shell. Put some yarn. That's the last one on this side. And then into that last stitch, I'm going to do our, get it in. These are nice and pointed, these hooks, for getting in those little tight stitches. Last one, oh, didn't go, fell out. After singing the hook's praises, excuse me. Sorry about that. I hope I'm not getting a cold after all. I've my throat. Sorry about that. So pop it in there. The last one's always the trickiest to get through. And then just end off. Where's my scissors gone? I always leave a nice, generously long tail to weave in. And I just make a chain, pull it down and pull it through. So what I do with that is I usually go, when I'm sewing it in, I work through there and then I go back and forward through this shell. Just bear with me. Sorry, just had a very big sneeze that time. So yeah, I work my way back through here a few times and cut off. So that's one end. So then we get to the other end of the scarf, which is much easier to do because you've already got that line. It's already that line. But what I will say is, if you could do, and at both ends, more rows of double crochets if you wanted to. You could make a strip like that and then do the border. You could just do a nice wide one and then the border. Is completely your personal preference. But as this row started with a straight edge, it's much easier to start with. You haven't got to straighten it off first. But I still do one row all the way along of double crochet in the UK terms and single in the US, and then on the next one round I will do my shells to finish it off. So just attach in the normal way. It's quite thin, this yarn, so it doesn't really matter if you've got two tails at the one end to fix. Mind you, let's move some of this scarf out of the way first because it is rather long. I'll put it over my shoulder. Get it out of the way, that's better. So I normally attach my yarn like this. I just, once I've got it through, I just do a chain and pull it down. Make sure you get the right one. That's it. Sorry, I have now got to blow my nose. Sneezing for England. And just do one. I'm going to catch my tails as I go. That helps sew them in. You don't have to do that. And just sew them along inside like that. And I'm just going each stitch and do my double crochets. And then you're good to go with the next round. Simple as that. So I'm going to leave the video here because you've already seen a row of double crochets. Then all you do on the next side is the shells, and it would just be repeating. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and thank you very much for watching. I'm working on fingerless mittens, so when I've got that pattern, if I get that pattern working, then I shall do a video on that, and who knows, maybe a beanie to match if I can work that out as well. So if you haven't already, if you could hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye for now.